Hello everyone, I'm Emilie Giffard, part of the family business Giffard. I'm currently brand strategy director and innovative project. So we will today present you and explain you, share tips on how to build sustainable facilities. So it's one of the examples we have chosen to illustrate what we try to implement at Giffard. And I will be today also with Bruno Giffard, my dad, that will give you more details on it, because he was really one of the members of the team developing these facilities. So I will just make an introduction. So Giffard, we are a family business created in 1885 by my grandfather, Emilie, who was a pharmacist at the time. And Emilie was experimented different products, and especially mint, because mint was having digestive virtues at the time. And he created a delicious drink that is now called Menthe Pastille, that is starting to sell to the clients of an hotel that was nearby his pharmacy. And as the success was immediate, he decided to sell his pharmacy and become a liquorist. And 5 generations after, we are still there today on the stage, presenting you and sharing you this story. So today, Giffard, we have grown. We are not as maybe one Calo that is starting his business. Giffard, we are there since 1885, since 5 generations. So today we do not do only Menthe Pastille. We have grown. We have a full range of liquor, 60 different flavors, also syrups, 90 different flavors. But we are still based in Angers, where all started. So for us, tradition is really important. And one of our challenge is how to keep the craft of our business while growing. So in all the project, everything we do, we always have this in mind, how to still act as a small, keeping the craft, what have been behind the success of our product, while still growing and having more product to sell. So we are still based in Angers. It's the hometown of Giffard, and we have now 2 production sites. One in Avrier, so it's the liquor distillery that was built by my grandfather in 1972. And since 2017, we have a new site for syrups and also our logistic warehouse. But we will come back more in detail on this site. That was a big project for Giffard at the time. And because we speak about sustainability, for Giffard, it's something that has been on the DNA of the company since the start. It's really part of the DNA of the families and the company's values to have the human and the environment and the art of everything we do. So taking care of the environment is part of every decision that is taken by the leadership team. And it's really, it's not something new. Like a lot of companies now, we need to care about it. But at Giffard, it's something that is really part of the DNA. And it's maybe because we have this long-term vision. Our wish is to still be there in 100 years. So if you want to be there, you need to make sure that the environment, everything that is around you, all your stakeholders also are in line, and you need to care for people, for the planet, for everyone. So it's something that is really driving us as a family business. Of course, we need continuous improvement. We do not do everything best. We try to improve every year. And also, we are looking a lot on what's innovation, new technology that will help to reduce the impact of the business on the planet. So it's something that is really key. Is continuous improvement. Just quickly, at Giffard, we have 4 pillars around sustainability. So the first one is to be sustainable from an economical point of view. And for us, it's really important to to still remain 100% independent, because we think that Without a good economical strength, you cannot invest in the future. And right now, sustainable technologies, a lot of things is more expensive. So for us, it's important that to have this financial strength in order to invest the way we want to invest. Then it's to protect the environment. So this means big plans on carbon reduction. We joined a program from the French National organization, ADEME, to make a plan to reduce our carbon footprint following the Paris Agreement. We also look at ways to reduce how many waters we use when we produce products. The third part is about sustainable agriculture, because all our products, they come from the nature, they come from fruits, plants. So we work with farmers on how to improve the way they grow fruits and plants, and to also collaborate with local farmers as much as possible. For example, this year, more than 65% of our fruit and plants come from France. So this is something it's really key for Giffard. And the last part is about the people, our employees, our stakeholders, everybody with who we are working to help them to develop and care about them. So we wanted to go deeper in one topic about how we see sustainability and how we I will say transform it in a concrete project and action. And we thought that it could be interesting to share the stories about our syrup facilities that was built in 2017 because it was sustainability was really part of the project brief when we started it. So yeah, so I will let Bruno share you the story.
Good morning. Yes, you know, when I've been running the company for 30 years, and when my father built the facility we had in 72, he didn't face at all the same problems as today. In 50 years, we are facing less water, less land, problems for environment. And of course, when you build a new factory, you have to take into account all that. And especially, I think, in our industry, where we build from plants, we make liqueurs and spirits or syrups for plants or from fruits. Everything comes from environment, and of course, and we've seen with total experience, or that if you don't have the plant or if you don't have the fruits, we cannot do anything. So all that we have to take into account when we build a new factory. And as Emilie said, we are a few years behind your experience, but how to keep this kind of artisanal way of making while making a new, I would say, bigger factory. That's the main key. But the first thing I wanted to say that before building something new today, it's very important to think how can we optimize what we already have. It makes no sense to take new land if you can make the best of what you have already. So we try to in the factory we have from 72 to make it as much as possible optimization. Make vats going higher, organize the different levels. So all this we've done, and it's very important to keep that in mind. And I think this applies to not only a factory, but also any hotels, bar, everything you can build today. It takes time also. For us, it was more than 3 years from the idea to the building. And taking into account all what you have to take into account today, you need to think once, think twice, think third time to make sure you do something which is the most efficient. And the last thing, which is really depending on what we are, because we exist since 130 years, we want to build something that will last for the next generation. So we made a building where we think it will still be there in 100 years. That's the way we see the development. as Emilie said, we are in Angers. Angers is a small city in the Loire Valley. Nice area. If you don't know, come and see us. It's in the middle of the Loire with many fruits going around, growing. And our choice is to stay as a French local maker, even if we sell in 80 countries around the world. What we've decided is to produce in France, but then have people locally, have logistics locally, have people locally in different areas, but stay making French in France. And for some reasons, because we are born there, we want to hire people there, but also because all the sugar we buy is from French. We use only French sugar beets, the alcohol also, and we know in France we grow a lot of fruits, so we can also grow locally. One thing I think we have in mind, my grandfather made very nice design for the first advertising. He had the art at the beginning of his project. So we have we say in the company we have the spirit of art, which means that everything we create, from packaging to has to be beautiful. And we say, okay, in a building with not so much money, okay, a bit more money, but not so much, you can make a nice building. And in a nice building, people feel better. The people who work there will feel better if there is a nice environment. So we hired an architect we know, who is a famous architect from Angers, and he really thought the building around the products, around the image of the company. I will tell you a bit more around it, but the idea was you make syrups and liqueurs from fruits and plants, so we will have a garden in the middle. The garden will grow fruits and plants, and the building will be around. And that is what you can see on the pictures here. And in this garden, of course, we are also vegetables, and workers from the company can go and pick the vegetables for their own consumption. So it's a garden in the company or company the garden, but that was the idea. And the second idea was to also, you may see some colors, the colors from the syrups, the colors from the liqueurs, everything is shown on the building. Preservation on the environment. I say from the beginning, we are lacking of water. We are lacking now, less than in Chihuahua, but still, it's coming. Last summer was first time for years we're in Angers, where we have many rivers. We were not so sure to have water enough for all the season. So it's really become tricky everywhere. So we really try to find how to get the environment in the design of the building. So we have solar panels. We have less sun than in Mexico, but still. But what we've done is we build the building, then we wait 2 years to make sure to know what is the need of electricity, what is the need of energy, and then we design the panels exactly for the need. For the water, and I say water, when I was a kid, I was thinking it was raining a lot in Angers, but now, 60 years after, we start lacking of water. So the strategy is really to see how we can reduce water from washing, when you wash the machine, when you have to wash the ground, how you can reuse the water. And that's very something, it's easy now to do, but you have to think about it. Same on the area where we are. There was land before, and we try to keep, so we kept 2 trees, 2 nice trees. You can see one on the picture. And we try to also keep the animals that were around by building a garden all around. Same for the waste. Waste for plants and fruits can be easily used, either for biogas, as you say, or fertilizer. So that's a way also we will use it. So I think the main thing when you build something new, I think the easiest is to use your common sense. Common sense usually will say, okay, do in your building for your workers what you will do for you. So it means make something that will last on time, make sure people will have a good way of working. This is pictures from inside. So we when we made the project, we had three main topics. The first is people, because a company is first people. The second is products, and then environment. So for people, we made, during 1 year, groups of people explaining, okay, what they would need to work in a better condition. So you can see everything can be done at a hand size. No need to walk up and down. No need to bend to like you see on the pictures on the right, sorry, to blend the syrups, for example. You play on colors also. When we go in a cleaner room, you have brighter colors, and when you go in a room which needs not so much hygienic, the colors are a bit darker. So we try to work on all those tips that makes the people well in the building. Yeah, and from you see, I just wanted to come back inside the building. We also design some areas where people have space. You can really feel good, direct light, places for workers to work in a good way. So people, products, because products is what we sell. Products is what we do. It's why we work. And when you grow, at the beginning you work like an artisan. You have the fruits, but when you grow, you have bigger vats, you have pipes, which is not so nice. So we make sure to have glass pipes in some places. You can see. Make sure all the workers can try the products, and make sure that at every steps of the industry of the process, we can really see and taste products. So to come back to the tips, yeah, common sense, take time to make sure you don't forget everything, involve the people, involve also the local people, the environment. We are there for 100 years. We want to make sure that our people who worked, they live around, they are part of the social life, and we like every year to invite the people from the city to come and visit. I think it's very important to have all the building open to the social life around, because okay, industry is industry, but it's mainly a place where people work and live. And don't hesitate to celebrate, of course, all those nice things. And because life is always, is never ended, the new generation will have a new project. We are developing our liqueurs. And Emilie, maybe I left you the final words.
Yes. So as Bruno was saying, we have optimized as much as possible the current distillery. So we need to extend, and we have chosen to build a new distillery just next to our current syrup factory. And this is a new project. It's just starting right now. So it will take a few times now, but we are really working and thinking how to make this building the most sustainable, the best for people working inside and for people from the outside, from the city. So we work with groups of workers on how to make their job easier, or what is key to have in their future work environments. We also work with different partner engineering company on what technology to use to be the less impactful on the environment as possible. So this is a learning process, but we try to do a co-creation as much as possible with every partners and every employee on the company to have the best as we can, the best building as we can. So this is just a new start, but we capitalize on all the experience that we had, and really with the thinking, with I would say the key word, how to keep the craft even in a bigger factory. So how to keep the human aspect, the knowledge of our workers, to taste every product, to be small batch, because small batch is the way we enhance and we make sure of the quality of our product. So how to become like a industrial craftsman. So this is really our motto, and that push ourselves in the thinking.